Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack447TV's to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and well, I guess pretty much from the looks of it, looks like since after my top 10 list that I did earlier this month, yes, it looks like we're now at the very first thoughts video for, of course, 2026 this year. So yeah, I guess it is probably been a long time coming up for sure, but I think I guess seeing how a new year has officially started, it looks like it's time for me to kick off pretty much a whole batch of movies that I'm gonna be seeing for this year alone. So yeah, and depending on what else I got going on around that time, I'll still do my best to pretty much go through each and every single one of them that I can get through for sure. So yeah, trust me, I'm doing all of you a favor for sure because, well, that's something I really do love to do, of course, this channel. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So with that being said, I think it's about time that we start off pretty much with, of course, pretty much some movies that I'll be seeing for, of course, this year alone. With not only pretty much a really good one, but a rather great one for sure. So yeah, I think it's probably what I could say, of course, that front. So what could be a really great one to actually start off with? I know. How about we return to, of course, pretty much a post-apocalyptic Britain where we have to deal with, of course, pretty much everyone infected by the rage virus once again. Yeah, I think you can pretty much see where I'm going ahead for sure. So yeah, I think it has been about pretty much a good 6 to 7 months since we've actually talked about one of these movies for sure. So I kind of figured that we delve back into the hag once again for sure. Which is, of course, exactly what we're going to do with today's movie that I actually got to see very recently for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get ourselves pretty much prepared to fight off the infected from, of course, the rage virus once again with today's movie that I actually got to see very recently, which is none other than 28 years later, The Bone Temple. So yeah, that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. And yeah, that is, of course, what we're going to be talking about here today. Not only is this the latest film that just came out not too long ago, but it's also the sequel to, of course, the movie that I did talk about pretty much some time ago, which is, of course, 28 years later, which in turn is, of course, pretty much based around the iconic film pretty much that we all know, which is, of course, 28 Days Later. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alrighty then, well, I guess before I'll go right ahead and talk about this movie, I think I might as well give you guys a little recap of course, pretty much the other films that I actually pretty much talked about beforehand for sure. Now I guess pretty much of anything, 28 Days Later, I definitely do think is actually a really great movie by far. I really do love some of the nice and unique ideas they actually did with the hands out, and of course, with of course some brilliant writing, brilliant directing, and amazing acting, just to name a few. I think it definitely makes it a really great movie to actually watch for sure. That's how much I really enjoyed 28 Days Later. While it's a sequel 28 weeks later, yeah, I definitely do like it for sure, but I can't necessarily say it's actually on the same level as, of course, the first film for sure. But again, I really do like what they actually did from what I can gather, and while it's not perfect for what it is, I do kind of like it for what it has to offer. And of course, quite fitting enough, with of course, pretty much this movie we're going to be talking about, I think I might as well pretty much do a little recap. Well, I know I already did with the first two films, but I might as well do it with, of course, the last film we got. So yeah, if you may recall, a while ago, I actually did talk about 28 years later, right around last year for sure, and yeah, to me, I really enjoyed that movie for sure. It really kept the spirit alive of course, on what the other films actually did prior for sure, but also, but at the same time, actually, trying to do something really new and inventive to really try to stay relevant from what I can gather, and yeah, given to what I've actually seen, I think they really did accomplish that quite well for sure, and I definitely enjoyed it a whole lot. So yeah, but then again, pretty much my thoughts video on that I did 6 to 7 months ago can already answer that. So I do recommend watching that first before diving right into what I thought of this movie for sure. So yeah, I think it is safe to say that my reactions to all of these movies for sure have actually been quite great for sure, and yeah, you can definitely tell that I really had a great time actually seeing those for sure, and well, I guess it is of course pretty much one of a few other things we actually got from of course our friends across the pond for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So given to how well pretty much given to how well pretty much the last film actually did, I was actually really excited to see on what this movie will actually have providing to see if it'll actually be on the same level as, of course, the last film that we actually got. So yeah. So I managed to get myself in to officially go and see this movie for myself, as expected, all thanks to the kind people at Crown City Cinemas as always. So yeah, still really love going to that place, and the guys over there are always fun to see for sure. So yeah, but regardless on that, I did manage to go there for sure to officially go and see this movie for myself, and well, now that I've officially got back from, of course, seeing it, I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this movie now that I finally got the chance to see it? Well, I think I will have to say, from what I can gather, yeah, I will say this movie was definitely worth the wait from what I can gather. I really enjoyed it a whole lot, so yeah, I think pretty much from what I can gather, it really actually pretty much kept on, of course, on what was given to us in the last film for sure, but actually elevating a whole lot to really try to not only make it funny and exciting, but also pretty much up the creepy and atmospheric side as well. So yeah, I think it is safe to say that from what I can gather, I actually really enjoyed this movie for what it is. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alrighty then, well, now that I've officially got the short version out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about for sure. For starters is, of course, the story, and yeah, to me, I really do love on what they actually did with the story for, of course, this movie as a whole. It actually really kept up, of course, on where the last film actually left off, for sure, but at the same time, it really is structured out quite well. I can easily follow through pretty much from what I can gather, and I really do admire on what they actually did to really try to really make it really quite interesting to watch, and yeah, they did accomplish that quite well for sure. I really do love the nice approach that they actually did with, of course, this movie that was never actually explored upon in the last film for sure, but I'm glad we're actually getting that here for sure, So yeah, that's actually one of the main reasons on why I really do love on what they were going for with, of course, this movie, and I really do admire on what they actually did for sure. That's how much I really enjoyed the story in, of course, this movie, so yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. Now, as for the writing, I have to say, yeah, that too along is also done very well from what I can gather. I really do love on how crafting the film's writing is from what I can gather to really pretty much get ourselves in for a little something that's really unique and interesting for sure, and I really do love on what they actually did from what I can gather. I can tell there's a whole lot of strong amount of effort being put into, of course, this one to really try to make it all the more gripping and exciting for sure, but at the same time, very creepy and all that sort of stuff for sure, and yeah, they really did do a bang-up job, of course, on that front for sure, so yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, on that front for sure, so yeah, I think with, of course, what I've actually said by far, I really love on what they actually did with the story for, of course, this film, and the writing, I have to say, is also done miraculously quite well for sure, So yeah, I think he really does hit the bullet points quite well, and of course what was given in the last film, but also try to bring something new to the table while keeping to the same roots of course, the last films that we actually got, so yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Okay, I guess I'm done with that. Alrighty then, well, now that I've officially got those two out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about, well, the next couple of things I need to talk about for sure, so yeah, to which next up is, of course, the characters, and yeah, I think from what I can gather, I can tell with some of the characters that we actually got to know in the last film for sure, I really do love on how much they've actually grown a bit since the last time we've actually seen them for sure, and of course, see on what they've actually picked up since the last time we've actually seen them for sure, and I really do love on what they actually did from what I can gather, and plus, what's even better is that some of the old characters that we got to see again, to even some of the new characters that we actually got to know for sure, I really do love pretty much a really great amount of development that they're each giving for sure, that really makes me want to see them as not only likable and interesting for sure, to which I really do think they really did a bang-up job on that. But also see if they can actually make it out of the situation alive from what I can gather for sure. Yeah, in fact, seeing how this is a horror movie, I guess it is pretty much the whole point, right? See if any of our main characters can get out of a situation alive for sure, So yeah, I think pretty much of anything, I really do love and admire on what they actually did, of course, the characters for sure, and that's something I really do think they really did a bang-up job on, of course, on that front, so So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. Now, as for the actors that came aboard to play all these characters, yeah, I will have to say without a doubt, I really do think they really brought on some really great actors from what I can gather for sure. And yeah, each and every single one of them I've actually seen on screen, they actually gave off some really great performances, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, I can tell they are really putting a lot of hard-working effort into their investment in their performances for sure. And I really do think they really did a phenomenal job working around with the material that's actually given to them for sure. So yeah, that's how much I really do love their commitment, of course, this movie for sure, and that's something I really do love and admire all the ways. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, I think given to all those that I've actually mentioned for sure, I really love what they did with the characters for sure, and all the actors as well really did a bang-up job, of course, that front. So yeah, I guess it's probably what I could say on those two for sure, but again, that's how much I really do love those things, of course, this movie as a whole. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright then, well, now that I've officially got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Well, quite a whole lot, actually, so yeah, and I guess, seeing of how this is a horror movie from what I can gather, I think we should definitely mention probably the most important aspects when it comes to a horror movie for sure, and that being, of course, the tone and atmosphere for sure. So yeah, I think there's no doubt in my mind that with what I'm actually seeing, the tone and atmosphere in, of course, this movie from what I can gather, I really do love what they actually did in, of course, this one for sure. And yeah, I really do think they really actually did a bang-up job from what I can gather for sure. And yeah, in a good number of areas from what I've actually seen, I really do think they really did an impressive job to really make the toning atmosphere pretty much not only a little something calm and mellow for sure, but also a very creepy and dark at the same time for sure. Those two actually blend in perfectly from what I can gather for sure. That I really do think actually works quite well in, of course, this movie as a whole. And yeah, and I guess pretty much of anything, I think they really did a bang-up job, of course, on that front for sure. So yeah, and of course, pretty much of anything, pretty much in a good number of slow moments from what I can gather, they really actually push hard to actually pretty much make things a little bit more calm and mellow, so that way we can actually catch our breath for sure. And whenever something scary actually pops up for sure, you really do believe that from what I can gather. So yeah, that's how much I really do love and admire for sure. And yeah, and even I will admit, for a good number of scares from what I can gather, I think they are really effective in, of course, this movie. That's how much I really do love and admire all the way for sure. Yeah, like I literally was jumped out of my seat, pretty much feeling absolutely scared, like, oh! So yeah, I guess that's what I could say, of course, pretty much on that front for sure. And yeah, and of course, another thing I should mention for sure is that pretty much of anything on top of what I've actually mentioned, they really actually did whatever they could to push out with the amount of blood and gory imagery for sure. Pretty much at the same time, so that way, upon looking pretty much at this movie, in this movie as a whole, yeah, you really do feel like the amount of blood and gory imagery that they actually showed is actually really realistic. Pretty much, yeah, no joke. I think pretty much when I actually watch this movie, I see it pop up, I'm like, oh god! Yeah, like, I was almost tempted to look away for sure. That's how effective it was from what I can gather for sure. I mean, granted, I think I know with the past horror films that I've actually seen, I can handle pretty much a few bits of blood and gore that they actually did showcase for sure, but it looks like they almost went all out for sure with, of course, this one from what I can gather, So yeah, but that's how much they really put in a lot of hard-working effort to try to make it realistic for sure, and I really do feel affected by that for sure. That's how impressive it is, so yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. And, of course, another thing I should mention, the production design, of course, this movie is just absolutely outstanding from what I can gather. I really do love on what they actually did with the production design from what I can gather with, of course, not only some really great location scouting and set designs that they actually put together for sure to really make you feel like you really are in the world of course, these movies that actually they actually take place in for sure. But also the good amount of visuals and effects that they actually have blending into really fitting well with the film's surroundings is also very well done, and not to mention the makeup as well is freaking phenomenal for sure. So yeah, I guess pretty much of anything I can tell. Again, there's a lot of hard-working effort to really make this movie look good for sure. And again, they really did accomplish that quite well. I really do think they did a bang-up job, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure. Now, as for the direction in this film, to which I definitely should bring up, from what I can gather, this film is, of course, pretty much seeing how Danny Boyle actually pretty much directed the last film for sure. Seems like pretty much this film is now taking up Nia DaCosta as, of course, pretty much the film's director. Yeah, pretty much the director for this film, from what I can gather, and yeah, honestly, I think from what I can gather, I really do think, I think Nia DaCosta actually really did a great job directing this film for sure. I really do think she really put a lot of hard-working effort to really try to make this movie pretty much look and sound great for sure. And yeah, I think it is actually done very well for sure. So yeah. But then again, I think given to, of course, pretty much, if anything, given to the past films I've actually talked about how they actually feature her for sure, I think it is actually quite amazing that I actually get to see something good from her for sure. So yeah. I mean, hey, how else would I actually say that I'm impressed with, of course, the director of this film, who previously directed The Marvels and Candyman 2021? I don't know. I'm just saying it as I would say it for sure, so yeah. But that's at least what I can say for the direction, of course, this film, so yeah. And of course, the cinematography, I have to say, well, that too along is actually also done very good for sure, with, of course, some really good camera shots that they actually did to really showcase on what they actually got with, of course, this movie, and I think they did a bang-up job, of course, that front. Not really as much to top the cinematography in, of course, the last film for sure, but I still think it is actually done pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, so yeah, and of course the A-ing, I have to say, that too along is also done marvelously from what I can gather, as of course it's cut perfectly to really pretty much get everything put together with, of course, for, of course, this movie for sure. And I'm impressed with, of course, what I'm actually seeing for sure. And not to mention, it even does doing an impressive job matching well to the film's pacing as well. That too alone is also done pretty great, I'm not gonna lie. And I really do think it really does flow out everything from what I've actually seen, of course, this movie for sure. So yeah. I think it's what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, I guess give it to everything that I've actually mentioned. I think it will get you the idea, of course, what I thought of this movie as a whole. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say about this movie as a whole. So yeah, overall, 28 years later, The Bone Temple, I find it to be an outstanding and absolute, pretty much juggernaut of course, a horror flick from what I could gather that really actually kept with what was giving in the last film for sure, but ramping up a big to actually make it not only pretty much good, but actually really great from what I could gather. So yeah, I think with, of course, everything that I've actually seen from beginning to end from what I can gather, they really pushed all out to really make this movie pretty much fun to watch for sure. And yeah, give it to all that. I think they did a bang-up job from what I can gather for sure. Yeah, I think with what I've actually seen, I'm impressed with, of course, what they actually did with, of course, this one. And yeah, give it to what I've actually seen for sure. I really do love on what they've actually gone for with, of course, this one for sure. So yeah. And, of course, I can make the argument by far that this movie for sure, I definitely do think this is probably the best of course, the 28 insert time, pretty much, timeline, thingy here, or I guess in this case, I think this might be the best of the 28 Days Later series that we all know and love for sure. So yeah, don't get me wrong, I still really enjoyed the last film for sure, and I really do think that too alone is also a really great movie for sure. But I really do think The Bone Temple actually really did a whole lot more from what I can gather, that I really got myself hooked on for sure to really pretty much give me such a great time for sure. And they accomplished that quite well, so yeah, I guess give it to what I've actually said. Yeah, I actually do recommend checking this movie out for sure, and yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front. I really enjoyed this movie for what it is for sure, and if that's something up your alley, then I say you're going to be in for a great time with, of course, this one. As long as, of course, you'll keep yourself safe from, of course, everyone infected by the rage virus, I think you're going to pretty much, I think you're going to be just fine for sure, and that's okay in my book from what I can gather, so yeah, pretty much of anything, at the end of the day, I really enjoyed this movie for what it is, and I really do think it is a really great one to actually check out. And because of that, guys, yes, I am happy to say that for my final score, I'm giving 28 years later, The Bone Temple an outstanding 9.5 out of 10, So yeah, I really love what they actually did with, of course, this film for sure, and yeah, I will say this is definitely the best one out of course, all these movies as we speak for sure, and yeah, I say this is definitely a really great one to actually check out for sure, so yeah, and I do hear that they are actually working on a third film to really stretch this out to make this a trilogy now for sure, so yeah, we'll definitely see what comes up if things go according to plan, but either way, I'm excited to see what they'll actually go for if that actually does happen for sure. But until then, I say this movie is definitely well worth checking out for sure. And yeah, I say you're gonna be in for one creepy, pretty much one creepy and one hell of a great time for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say about this movie as a whole. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and by all means, I want to ask all of you guys, what do you think of 28 years later, The Bone Temple, if you've actually seen it for yourself? Do you absolutely really enjoyed it and think it's definitely on par, much like the last film for sure, or do you absolutely hate it and think it's not worth your time checking out for sure? Or are you somewhere in between where you think it's just alright for sure? So yeah, let me know what you thought of this movie down in the comments down below. I would love to know on what you guys think. So yeah, that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this this latest thoughts video, and well, I think it is safe to say that it looks like we're off to a great start with, of course, the movies I'll be seeing for 2026 this year for sure. And yeah, give it to my reaction to, of course, this film. Yeah, I really do mean it when I say that. We actually got ourselves a great one to actually start this year off for sure. So yeah, and don't worry, there's plenty more where that came from. So I'll be excited to see what will come up next for sure. As long as, of course, I'll actually pretty much cramming other stuff that I'll actually do aside from that, like, of course, still working on other videos on my channel, to going out to conventions and all that sort of stuff for sure. I think we're going to be in great hands for sure. So yeah, it'll be hard to tell, of course, what I'll talk about next for sure. But I'll keep you guys updated for when that'll come around for sure. But I guess until that happens, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD and Sam Shepard. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack447TV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page.
And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.